Hello, Aries. Welcome to Soul Intuition. This is your monthly collective tarot reading. I've got your oracle cards shuffled and ready to go for you. Please keep in mind that this is a general reading, so not every message may resonate with you. Feel free to take what does, leave what does not here because it could be for someone else. All right, so in getting into this reading, I had a lot of stop and starts, a lot of retries. I had to go back to something and I accidentally deleted one of the readings that I did, and then I had to go recover it because I wanted that reading. So that's telling me that you could be in a place at this present time, Aries, where you could be revisiting something, someone, some theme from the past. Perhaps you're realizing something of value that you let go of in a former time. Um, but that came through very loud and clear when I was like, oh, this important thing that I really need. I need to go find it and figure out a way to get it back. So luckily for me, there is a retrieval button. But perhaps for some of you, that's a theme at this time, is figuring out how to bring something that you once had back into your life, whether this is a state of being. This could be a person. This could be a hobby that you really enjoy. This could be, you name it. This is a general reading, Aries. But there is just this feeling of wanting to bring something back. All right, so let's meditate on your card. I'm looking at the patches on his knees. Oh, it's a heart. That's why. So there could be some heart healing coming up for you at this time. Perhaps for some of you, there's a loving partnership that is on your mind. Perhaps that is what you're focused on at this time and trying to retrieve, maybe. Some of you are also working on being a little bit more expressive related to your feelings. I'm looking at all of the details on this card, and that's telling me that there's this energy moving outward following the heart. Just got confirmation on that. Don't know if you heard that little noise or notification in the background, but I always think of those as confirmation. Okay, there is also this message of maybe being a little bit defensive or secretive with this information. Maybe even if you're feeling this energy of love, since I was looking at a heart coming out, maybe there is also this energy present of maybe you're not showing it. It's almost like there's so much happening on the inside of you, but on the outside of you, a very stoic presence. Yeah, now I'm looking at the sunglasses and the headscarf that the emperor is wearing in this card. There is an energy of maybe more emotions going underneath the surface than what you're letting out for others to see. It might be time, since I'm looking at the bare feet on this emperor now, to ground this into your experience. And I'm hearing practice, expression of emotions, ideas, fill in the blank, Aquarius. I always do this. I feel like Aquarius and Aries readings often run back to back. So there could be someone that watches my channel that either has placements in Aquarius and Aries, or an Aquarius is dealing with an Aries or something like this. But I do feel like I flip-flop those names a lot. This isn't the first reading, I don't think, that I've done that. All right. It is time to ground whatever this feeling is that's coming up for you into your experience. Okay. Let's see what came out in the oracle, because I don't remember. Okay. Focus. This also came out for Aquarius, and I found that interesting. At first, I put it back into the deck because it was a familiar card for the reading I just did before, and that was the one I deleted. Interesting. Things are coming together. I deleted part of the Aquarius reading, and I was like, no, I want that back. So maybe for some of you Aries, you let an Aquarius slipped through your fingers and now you're trying to get them back. But I put the card back into the deck and I set the intention, if this is meant to be, it will come back. And sure enough, the focus card came right back out. Perhaps that was a message that you needed to hear. Whatever is meant for you will be for you. All right, so we have the card Resistance, a message about being strong and resilient, maintaining a feeling of strength and determination about something, and that leading to there's butterflies here and hawks. I just heard a hawk actually as well. So there's an energy of being able to see something from a different perspective, and being able to kind of, I'm also being drawn to the polarity in these two cards. One is a snowy mountain landscape and another one has like lush green grass growing in an unlikely place, with a hawk that represents seeing something from a higher perspective, and butterflies, which represents transformation. So perhaps, Aries, at this time, you could be in a place of trying to transform something that was once, or has been for some time, a little bit cold and barren or difficult to reach, into something that is transformative and lush, and seeing it from a different point of view. We also have companionship coming out. We have sanctity. The message like sanctity of a marriage just came through. So for some of you, that could be resonant. But it does feel like at this time, Aries, there could be, some of you, there just could be a high focus on feelings of companionship. For some of you, elephants are significant. Some of you could be at this time realizing kind of the sacredness that there is in having people that are close to you, that truly understand you, like your tribe. Whether this is a romantic partner, friends, or just your circle of beings, if you will. There is some energy around the realization of the importance of these things and how it can provide you with strength. That definitely feels resonant. I'm hearing and true. So that could be something that maybe for a period of time, Aries, was difficult for you. Maybe you didn't want to need someone. Maybe you, maybe for a period of time, I'm looking back at this focus card, maybe you enjoyed kind of the stillness and the quiet, and almost the energy that comes along with winter, of cold and introspection. And now, maybe with this full moon lunation, you're realizing the benefits of having companionship and how that can help you to grow, and almost the sacredness that comes along with that. Don't take it all too seriously comes out here, and it's all for a reason. So perhaps Aquarius, I almost said again, perhaps Aries, you've been through some challenge with another individual, or just on your own, however this resonates with you. It does feel like partnership or companionship is a heavy influence in this reading, but it's general. So like I said, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. It does feel like for a period of time, maybe you spent it almost in like hermit energy or hibernation energy, and now you're beginning to kind of like spread your wings. Maybe you're the hawk, where you're trying not to take maybe a particular relationship or other relationships too seriously, and realizing it's almost like the realization that things in partnership don't need to be so stressful. They can be fun and uplifting, or supportive and uplifting. But those challenges, they all happen for a reason. All right, we have passion and confidence. At this time, you could be getting a boost of those two things. Maybe in the upcoming months, it feels there will be kind of an uptick in. Okay, the message is coming through. There's an uptick in the confidence that you feel about expressing the things that you are passionate about, whether this is the passions that you feel for another person, this is expressing the things that you believe and feel really drawn to, or the things that you want to experience, your opinions about things. There's just this new feeling of confidence around what it is that lights you up in all manners of life. And this feeling almost of being unapologetic about the things that make you feel good. And that's a great thing. It feels like this is a really good positive energy that you're moving into. It also reminds me of kind of the eclipse journey that Aries has been on over the last, I don't know how long it's been. It's been, I feel like, at least a year, maybe longer. I think eclipse journeys are a year and a half. So maybe it's been that long. But the eclipse axis has been on Aries and Libra. And I know Aries has been experiencing a lot of energy around authentic expression of what is good for them, what they desire and need, what they feel passionate about. And it feels like this full moon or this lunation is helping you to continue that movement in that direction. And it feels like for a large group of you, moving into, I'm hearing some acceptance of the importance of the companions that you have or the relationships that are around you. All right, cool reading so far. Let's see what's going on with Aries. I'm going to be very diligent about saying Aries this reading and not Aquarius. Aries, what is going on with Aries? Thank you, great archangels, for these messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What do they need to hear, know, or see at this time? Thank you so much for these messages of love, light, and clarity, and sharing with them what they need to know. Whoops, my whole deck just flipped over. Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Two more, got it. Aries. I just heard, what time is it? That to me feels like a message of Aries. I was looking to see if there was just by chance an angel number, and there is not. I believe there was some sort of message that I had, but I can't remember it. My dog started barking and interrupted my flow. If it's meant to be, I trust it will come back. All right. Let's get into this. Okay, Aries, another round of interruptions. So there is this energy coming through that perhaps there could be a level of distraction for you at this time, where there's things, I'm hearing they're being presented to you that could be pulling you in different directions. I always say this anytime I have interruptions come up in my readings, they feel like a message. So getting back into this reading, we have the Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Some of you could be dealing with a fire sign, your sign Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius. There is this message coming through of that, or this reoccurring message coming through that perhaps if you spent some time either away from someone or away from something that makes you very happy, there is transformation occurring here. For some of you, it feels like this transformation has been slowly occurring. For others of you, it feels like it's happening now. Like this lunation is assisting in this transformation occurring. All right, let's see what comes out here. What is at the bottom? No, we already looked at the bottom of the deck. Let me get my my head screwed back on straight. What's at the center of this reading? We've got 2 cards. Got it. All right, that makes sense. I was going to mention again that I saw the 2 of Cups and it felt very significant. And now the 2 of Cups comes out in the center energy with the World. So there is an energy of a new cycle opening up here with a soulmate or a partnership. This is something that, all right, I was going to say it's something that you manifested, but it feels like more than that. It feels like this is a highly spiritual connection. We've got the Magician, the Strength card, and the Lovers. There's emphasis on Pisces, Leo, and Gemini. I also almost said Scorpio, even though Scorpio energy is not here. There's this message coming through at the center of this reading of a new cycle opening up. I'm hearing this is something that you've worked towards individually to get to this place. Some of you could still be doing that work towards getting to this place, but it definitely feels like you could be feeling in a very empowered place in where you're at. And perhaps that's what's allowing you to choose this partnership or this soulmate connection to either begin or begin again, because that energy was definitely present of picking something back up or retrieving something from the past. Okay, what's crossing this World card and 2 of Cups? We've got the King of Cups and the Knight of Cups. So some of you could be, if things have been moving slowly, it does feel like things are going to begin to pick up. Yeah, and we have that same beginning energy. So if you've been distant from something or someone that makes you really happy, it does feel like that begins to pick up. And with the King of Cups here, things are feeling really good. It feels like I'm hearing you both are in a very emotionally stable place. And it feels like there's the energy of investment available. Perhaps since that's coming up as important, that wasn't available at the time, and it feels like there's been some sort of a shift, or there is a presently occurring shift where the emotional availability is becoming greater, and also just like the practical availability is greater. Okay. What's in the recent past? And also, it's worthy to mention that the King of Cups is an energy of being very emotionally mature. So if this is a dynamic, whether this is a lover, friend, family member, this is a dynamic that if it was ever struggled with feelings of emotional immaturity, whether on your part or theirs, there is kind of a feeling now of like, we're both very emotionally stable on our own, so you're able to put your best foot forward. Okay. Recent past. Thank you. That one really jumped out there. The Wheel of Fortune and the 5 of Cups. And this feels a little bit heavy. I have to say, when I saw this Wheel of Fortune, the first thing I heard was karma. When I saw the 5 of Cups, the 8 of Swords, the 3 of Cups, this definitely feels like a relationship, whatever the relationship variety, since this is general. And this is also not surprising because with the eclipse axis being in Aries and Libra, there's been this dynamic of we and or me versus we, and where you land on that spectrum, Aries. So it feels like in this dynamic that you've been experiencing or are presently experiencing, Aries, there's in the recent past been karma where perhaps a lot of hurt feelings and defensiveness have come to be. Perhaps there were things that the universe brought up for you or this other person that needed to be healed. It does feel with the 3 of Cups here like there is some energy of celebration or coming back together. So, even if you're not returning to a soulmate, whatever kind of soulmate this is, Aries, there's this energy of I've transcended the challenge that I was faced with in relationship, and I'm now at a place of celebration with another. even if this isn't the other you experience the challenge with. I feel like that's important to say. One more on this Wheel of Fortune, I'm being told, in the recent past. All right, we've got the Two of Swords and the Knight of Swords. Okay, so I was receiving a message with this Two of Swords, and it's that whatever conflicts arose between you and this other person, or you and whoever you were dealing with in the past, there's this feeling of needing to retreat or press pause, or with whatever the universe, whatever karma was brought up, needing to kind of retreat from that and find your center and find your peace. And that is what's allowing this movement forward and this stable new beginning to occur. Whether that's for you on your own, which this whole reading is about partnership and companionship and the realization of the benefits of it. But that could be true for you, Aries. But it feels like the understanding of important people's presence in your life, whether this is one specific person, which for a group of you, that feels true. For another group of you, it may be, your support team around you. You're realizing the importance of those people. Okay, what's in the upcoming future for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising? All right, we've got the Emperor, and it slid into the reverse in the upcoming near future, and the Three of Wands, the King of Wands, the Queen of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Ten of Swords. I want one more, please. Emperor in the reverse. So, throat chakra. The message that I'm getting is there could be some healing that is still taking shape as far as your feelings of, it's almost like your feelings of freedom, or, okay, maybe I'll be able to describe this in the way that it's being presented to me energetically. Think, Aries, that you are a bottle of limited resource. You have a vessel with a cork lid, and you have this much resource. Your lid is on pretty tight, or your lid has been on pretty tight in building up your resource. So what I'm feeling is that at this time, the cork lid could be slightly loose. So there's energy coming out of your resource, and it feels pretty comfortable to you at this time. But there's concern about if you open it up or share too much, or it's just kind of like, or maybe even let someone's energy mix in with yours too much, that could compromise the stability that you've built for yourself. It's almost like you're having this big realization that I'm hearing that love is important, that connection is important, or that your relationships are important, and they help you to achieve certain things. I feel like is the main message here is like relationships help you to get where you desire to go. But there's still this fear, it feels like, related to your stability that you've created for yourself. Or, if we're going to those initial messages with the Emperor, of letting your love out, perhaps your love is what you're holding in this vessel. Maybe if you let it out, what happens to you? Will things that happened in the past occur again? It's kind of like I'm hearing, will I lose myself? Will I lose my stability? There's also fears about losing this individual potentially for some of you. The clarifying message that came out was the Magician and the Ace of Pentacles. The Eight of Cups and the Knight of Swords follow it. There is this message of like, we all have free will, Aries. You can choose to walk away from this individual or this opportunity. For those of you that are considering it, that there's this message of like, maybe the grass is greener on the other side where there isn't these complications. When you're talking about karma and how these things play out, and karma's not bad, it's just balance and lessons. there's this message of like, if you don't work through whatever is coming up for you with this, it's just going to present in another dynamic or relationship. So bear that in mind. I never tell people to stay in a place that they are unhappy, whatever that is. So, this is where you use your own discernment. But there is this message of, this is something that you've manifested, desired, wanted, and the opportunity is here, but you have the choice to move away. And that's where your discernment comes in, Aries. Okay. What is in the above position? Nope. It almost came out. Thank you. All right. We've got the Six of Swords and the Ace of Cups. I see also the Death card here. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio. Or Scorpio season, beginning in a couple of weeks, is very significant time. I'm hearing of transformation for you. And I'm also hearing ending of old cycles or old ways of being. The Chariot's here, that represents Cancer. We also have Gemini's card here, the Lovers, and the Strength card representing Leo. So in the above position, I see you moving forward. You're leaving behind challenges and moving towards a feeling of having an open heart. And I feel like experiencing and expressing love in whatever way that resonates for you. Whether this is like, oh my gosh, I love the career that I'm in. Oh my gosh, like I love the place I live. It's this feeling of having gratitude for whatever is in your life that you cherish. And that puts you in such a power, that gratitude and love puts you in such a powerful trajectory. And I feel like the things that have held you back in the recent past, they kind of get farther and farther away. That baggage or whatever you've been holding on to, it gets farther and farther away in the upcoming or in the present moment, since this is in the above. Okay, so what's in the below position for Aries? We've got the Five of Wands, and I also had the Six of Pentacles. I see the 10 of Cups here and the 5 of Cups. There is this polarity kind of playing out in this reading of I heard love and hate. So for some of you, that could be resonant. But to me, it feels like joy and sadness. Perhaps for some of you, the exact thing that brings you joy can also bring you sadness. Whether that's, for some of you, it could be like, oh, I love love, but love hurts, or like, I love solitude, but sometimes I get lonely. Do you know what I'm saying, Aries? It's this polarity of feeling where it's like, perhaps this inner conflict is what's playing out right now of learning how to be in the middle. For a moment, I felt very overwhelmed by the polarity. And maybe at this time, working out in the subconscious or beneath the surface, you're learning how to find that balance. Instead of being one way or the other, that energy of chaos or conflict that comes along with the Five of Wands, you're learning how to be in the flow state of Six of Pentacles, reciprocal energy. Okay. What is the challenge for, thank you. We've got the Page of Swords and the Hermit. Some of you could have a really difficult time expressing what it is that you want to say. This could be in a manner of love. Some of you could have a really difficult time expressing that you want to pursue some relationship or some opportunity. Some of you could have a really difficult time expressing your feelings. It could be because of fears of the past, but there is this energy of challenge with expressing the way that you feel. Some of you could have gotten very used to keeping your feelings like kind of locked in that vessel, locked inside. And there could be a message at this time that it's time to speak. I just heard speak now or forever hold your peace. There's a lot of marriage references in this reading. So, um, again, there is this polarity kind of coming up where it's like either some of you are very focused on marriage or others of you are very anti marriage. So, it's an interesting polarity coming up with all these marriage references. um, and perhaps with the speak now or forever hold your peace, there is this message of urgency in speaking your feelings. There could be some feeling of like being on a timer with expressing whatever it is that's on your mind or on your heart. So in the outside influence, we have the Eight of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. Again, there's this energy of busyness around you, a lot of focus on what you're some of you could be very focused on work at this time and your individual success, but you also have something else that has your intention. It feels like it may not have your focus, but it has your intention. It almost feels like for you, Aries, that there is some kind of sweetness in your life that you hold on to at this time. That it may not be your whole experience, but it is a highlight of your experience. And that could be this companionship that you have or this partnership. It's like, it feels to me like it may not be the whole thing. It may only be a small part of your experience, but it feels really sweet to you. It feels like something that's just for you in a way. I trust that makes sense to you, the way that it's energetically coming through to me. The Sun card's coming out, so this could be an emphasis on a Leo for some of you Aries, but it again is confirming to me that feeling of happiness, that feeling of joy that you get from whatever this is. Again, the color blue is coming up, so maybe, you know, in the hopes and fears, there could be this energy of moving towards more stable, yep, Eight of Wands, more stable communication in this dynamic. Throat chakra. Maybe expressing those deep feelings that could come up. All right. But it does feel like in the hopes and fears with the Sun card here, you're hopeful for a lot of happiness. And it feels like that is the direction you're moving towards. But there is some peace here with my throat chakra now becoming affected of maybe communicating with this other person how much, or this whatever situation this is, maybe communicating how much joy this brings you or how happy it makes you. Okay. All right. What's in the outcome position? The likely outcome for Aries. We've got the Seven of Wands coming out and the Star, the Ten of Swords. Okay. Ten of Swords is traditionally a very challenging energy, but with the Seven of Wands and the Star coming out, it almost it's such a beautiful energy. It almost makes me want to cry. There's this determination to find your healing for whatever has caused you pain, whether this is pain with this person, pain with past people, this full moon lunation, this time, there's this determination to heal and to, with the Star, it's like the most beautiful healing because it's not the healing of the Death card or the Tower. You know, those are fueled by Scorpio energy, which is very chaotic and deep. It's, you know, like what do they say with the Tower? It's like the Phoenix moment. But with the Star, it's like your heart begins to sing and you open up to healing in a whole new way that feels guided by the divine. It doesn't feel destructive. It feels beautiful and inviting. And that is what's in your upcoming future. It's the determination to get to that point and heal whatever that pain was in the past. you get there, you transcend, and you reach the place of the star, which is renewal, it's hope, it's optimism. And I feel like another really important piece to that is being seen for who you are authentically by your companion. Really beautiful. I'm going to go before the tears start coming because this is a really beautiful reading. And I'm so excited to be giving you this message on the full moon in Aries. I trust that it found those of you that needed to hear it. If you feel inclined, Aries, please like, comment, share, subscribe. It's really helpful to me in growing this channel and reaching more of you. And I really appreciate it. So until next time, be well.